above the summer sea, with the five of us at the edge. The bravest one jumps first, then the second and the third. The fourth one waits a minute, the fifth one waits a year. The cliff above the summer sea, where the leaping made us clear. Let the body know what the mind keeps telling itself it doesn't. 20 meters down the water and the bottom is clear blue. You can see the rocks below, but the rocks aren't part of you. The leap is just the moment where the body becomes air for the kind of seconds longer than the cliff itself can bear. Lift, 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 lighter than the climb. Lift, 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 step into the time. The cliff above the summer sea, with the five of us at the edge. The bravest one jumps first, then the second and the third. The fourth one waits a minute, the fifth one waits a year. The cliff above the summer sea, where the leaping made us clear. Let the body know what the mind keeps telling itself it doesn't. The water hits like a surprise, even though I knew it would. And the surface that I broke was the kind of cold that should prepare me for itself. But the cold is always new. The free fall is the only education that's true. Lift, lift, lighter than the climb. Lift, 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 step into the tide. 5 girls on a cliff in August. 5 different versions of brave. 5 different timings of leaping into the kind of summer wave that breaks against the rocks below. And we all came up alive. The free fall is the photograph that the cliff lets us archive. The cliff above the summer sea. The fourth one waits a minute. The fifth one waits a year. The cliff above the summer sea, with the five of us at the edge. The bravest one jumps first, then the second and the third. The fourth one waits a minute, the fifth one waits a year. The cliff above the summer sea, where the leaping made us clear. Splash, 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 splash.
A driver at the dashboard with a foot on both the pedals, coasting down the empty highway at the speed of momentum settles on for the brittle run that he started at 4. A driver at the dashboard going where he went before. Coast don't lift, hold the line, take the shift. Coast don't lift, hold the line, take the shift. 4 a.m. the engine running cold away. The morning is a driver with the dashboard glowing faintly through his sleepy fizz of caffeine that hasn't fully reached the corners of his brain. The driver and the cold highway are the only ones in pain. The brake pedal is unused for the last 40 miles because the highway is so empty that the brakes are not in style. The driver lets the momentum carry him through the cold. A driver with no brakes and a morning that is old. Oh, a driver at the dashboard with the foot on both the pedals, coasting down the empty highway at the speed his momentum settles on for the crazy run that he started at 4. A driver at the dashboard going where he went before. We're at the dashboard with the foot on both the pedals, coasting down the empty highway at the speed his momentum settles on for the crazy run that he started at 4. A driver at the dashboard going where he went before. Coast the lift, hold the line, take the shift. The brakes are for the city, the brakes are for the day. The brakes are for the moments when the road has plenty to say. But the highway at 4 a.m. is the road without the brakes. to shift.
The line on the map where the time zone split cuts through the asphalt I drive on. 12:01 on the eastern side and midnight still going on. Behind me by a single mile, the clock on the dash says both. And I'm the version of the night that contains a double oath. Which clock is the real one? Both, neither depends. Which mile am I really on? The line itself transcends. Did I cross the meridian yet? Or am I in the in-between? Is the time on the side of the line different from what it's been? On the other side, a mile back, did I lose a second to gain one back? Did I cross the meridian yet? Or did the meridian just keep track? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. The road kept going north and the time kept getting strange. A minute lost, a minute gained, and the highway didn't change. The kind of mathematics that only the night allows. A meridian is a fiction that a highway disavows. Which clock is the real one? Both, neither depends. Which mile am I really on? The line itself transcends. Did I cross the meridian yet? Or am I in the in-between? Is the time on the side of a line different from what it's been? On the other side, a mile back, did I lose a second to gain one back? Did I cross the meridian yet? Or did the meridian just keep track? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What if the line doesn't exist except in the way we decide? What if the meridian is the proof that we choose to divide? A road that doesn't care where the minute clicks. What if the null is the only honest part of the matrix? Did I cross the meridian yet? Or am I in the in-between? Is the time on the side of the line different from what it's been? On the other side, a mile back, did I lose a second to gain one back? Did I cross the meridian yet? Or did the meridian just keep track? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 12:01, 12:01, 12:01.
Buzzing in my arms, buzzing in my chest, buzzing in the breather where the city's at its best. Current that runs alive from the sidewalk to the spine. The wire in the morning says the morning is mine. Awake, awake, alive, alive, moving, moving, free, free. 5:47 on the street and the city is just waking. A current alive in me has the buzz of bread baking. At the bakery I'm passing with the lights already on. The current in my body is the current in the dawn. The bakery door swung open and the smell came out at me. A bread warm smell that says your morning has agency over what the day becomes, and the day is what you wire. The current in the body is a slow and leave like fire. The current is alive, the current is awake. The current is the morning that my body had to take. The current is alive, the
A rack outside the corner store with postcards from the 80s. A photograph of somewhere that had nothing on the gravy of the actual destination, but the postcards held it anyway. The corner store on Mulberry sells the postcard kind of day. You said you collect them now. Old paper from the rack at the corner store on Mulberry, where they never sent them back. The kind you buy and write to nobody, then keep them in a drawer. The corner store on Mulberry has them by the door. Before the trip got over, before the days got long, we picked them up in autumn with the words still going strong. Receive what arrives without trying to chase what already passed. A rack outside the corner store with postcards from the 80s. A photograph of somewhere that nothing on the gravy of the actual destination, but the postcards held it anyway. The corner store on Mulberry sells the postcard kind of day. Yeah, you called the cards much softer than the photographs we'd take. On the phones we'd hold up casually without the careful stake of a corner store and a sticker and a postage stamp and a pen. You called the paper days the days we won't see again. You said the rack is the letter you didn't have to write, and I said the rack is the photograph that nobody had to fight. And you said the paper days are the days we made on purpose, and the cards we'd been collecting made the autumn worth its service. A rack outside the corner store with postcards from the 80s. A photograph of somewhere that nothing on the gravy of the actual destination, but the postcards held it anyway. The corner store on Mulberry sells the postcard kind of day. Receive what arrives without trying to chase what already passed. Pick out 3 for the drawer, yeah, the 3 with the trees.
A piece from the year I turned 12, a piece from the year I left home, a piece from the relationships that taught me what alone could mean if I let it stitch together by a thread that I didn't fully choose, but the heart is what I led. Not the whole, not the pure, not the one clean design, not the heart that fits a category, only the version I call mine. A patch from the apartment on the 3rd floor where I cried, a patch from the bench in winter where the friendship had been tried, a patch from the early morning when I learned what lost away. The seams across the surface are the proof of the way. Cracked, mended, open, whole, mismatch, honest, lived so. Yeah, a piece from the summer at 20, a piece from the winter at 30, a piece from the morning my father sat across from me, sturdy, and said the thing he'd never said about the things he should have. The patches are the proof that the years contain love. The whole, not the pure, not the one clean design, not the heart that fits a category.
You won the argument again and the cafe got quieter. Around a particular table where the latte stays cuter. Then the conversation that you finished off so well. The hollow game you carry is the hollow that you felt. Before the silence settled, before the cup went dry, you had everything to prove and nothing left to try. What did the winning give you that the losing wouldn't have? What did the silence at the table tell you of your better half? Why does the hollow gain feel heavier than the loss? What does the winning add up to when the table has the moss? Win the point, lose the room. Drink the cup. Drink the gloom. I didn't argue back this time. I let you have the round. The way you take the trophy home and put it in the ground beside the other trophies that were also wins like this. The hollow gain is collecting what you keep tonight to miss. Silence settles before the cup went dry. You had everything to prove and nothing left to try. What did the winning give you that the losing wouldn't have? What did the silence at the table tell you of your better half? Why does the hollow gain feel heavier than the loss? What does the winning add up to when the table has the moss? Win the point, lose the room. Take the cup. Drink the gloom. There's a version of the cafe where I argue back at last, and you don't win the argument, and the silence isn't cast across our particular table like a sheet across the bed. But the hollow game is yours tonight, and I'm not the one who said. What did the win give you that the loser wouldn't have? What did the silence at the table tell you of your better half? Why does the hollow game feel heavier than the loss? What does the winning add up to when the table has the moss? Win the point, lose the room. Hey, take the cup. Drink the gloom. The check arrived, we split it down the middle.
A man on his balcony at noon with a shadow that points east. The sundial of his body tells the hour we can't ignore the least. Today the shadow says the year has reached the brightest mark. The sundial is the morning that refuses to be dark. The sun hits the railing at the angle for the day. The shadow on the wood floor has the brightest thing to say. A railing, a shadow, a noon, a man with his hand on the wood. A spring that arrived a week early and a year that has been good. A sundial of the body that points the way the day. The brightest noon arrived and the shadow had it say, love face, love face, love face, catch. The shadow shortens by the minute as the noon arrives in full. The man at the balcony railing watches with a careful pull on the air that he is breathing, sharper than the wind it passed. The sundial of the body says the bride will surely last. The sun hits the railing at the angle for the day. The shadow on the wood floor has the brightest thing to say. His grandfather used to say, the sundial doesn't lie. The shadow tells the day, and the day will testify. The body is the dial, and the wood floor is the mark. The grandfather had been right, and the sundial cleared the dark. A railing, a shadow, a noon, a man with his hand on the moon. A spring that arrived a week early, and a year that has been good. A sundial of the body that points the way the day.
sensation, the version that ignites. Like we came to bite tonight. Like we came to bite the light. Like we came to bite the room. Like we came to bite the noon. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, mon ami. The room had been pretending that it ran the kind of show that a group of five in red boots couldn't even know about. But the room is overrated, and the room learned that tonight. We came to bite the doubting out of every careful sight. Sharper than the room expected, brighter than the lights, stronger than the hesitation, the version that ignites. But we came to bite tonight. But we came to bite the light. But we came to bite the room. But we came to bite the noon. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, bite, bite. We came to bite, mon ami. We didn't come to ask permission. We didn't come to wait our turn. The version that we showed up as was the version that we earned by being the kind of vibe that a careful room can soften. Bite is the practice, the bite is the often. Bite, we came to bite tonight. Bite, we came to bite the light. Bite, we came to bite the room. Bite, we came to bite the noon. Bite, we came to bite tonight. Bite, we came to bite the room. Bite, we came to bite the noon. Bite, bite, bite. Bite, bite,
You said the boat was more too tight and then untied a knot. I said the rope was doing what the rope was meant to die. The morning at the harbor with the coffee getting cold. You taught me what an anchor was and what it was to hold. Before the tide came and before the waves got high, you showed me how a heavy wave becomes the reason why. Drop it deep below the surface where the water doesn't move. Drop it where the storm above has nothing left to prove. The thing that holds the boat in place is heavier than you think. Drop it deep below the surface where the steady ones don't sink. Whoa, 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 through the swell. Whoa, 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 hold all is well. Stand in the dark, stand past the spark. You said the anchor isn't pretty. You said it's heavy iron. You said the prettiness comes after, at the surface in the climb on. A boat that doesn't drift away because the heavy thing is done, and the anchor is the quiet person nobody is. Before the tide came in, before the waves got high, you showed me how a heavy weight becomes a reason why. Drop it deep below the surface where the water doesn't move. Drop it where the storm above has nothing left to prove. The thing that holds a boat in place is heavier than you think. Drop it deep below the surface where the steady ones don't sink. Whoa, 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 hold through the swell. Whoa, 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 hold all is well. Stand in the dark, stand past the spark. And then I realized you weren't talking about the boat. You were talking about the kind of person who can devote themselves to being the heavy iron at the bottom of the sea. Yeah, the anchor isn't pretty, but the anchor is what we need. Drop it deep below the surface where the water doesn't move. Drop it where the storm above has nothing left to prove. The thing that holds the boat in place is heavier than you think. Yeah. Drop it deep below the surface where the steady ones don't sink. Whoa, 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 hold through the swell. Hold, oh, 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 hold all is well. Stand in the dark, stand past the spark. answer all along.
The fire we built at 21 has been out for 7 years, but the bowl where we burned the letters is still where the rooftop ends. A bowl with a single ember that survived the long retreat. The bowl on the rooftop holds what the 7 years complete. Not the flame, not the smoke, not the heat at its strongest, not the bright, not the spark, but the after the longest. A bowl on a rooftop in autumn with a glowing speck inside. A speck that the 7 years couldn't quite finish or quite hide. A speck that the wind has kept by the smallest margin alive. The bowl on the rooftop in autumn where the small speck did survive. Glowing, faint, stubborn, soft, patient, quiet, small, I love. I came back to the rooftop after 7 autumn falls, and the bowl was where we left it, and the speck inside still calls for attention from the wind. The same wind I've been before. The bowl on the rooftop in autumn has the 7 and the 4. Not the flame, not the smoke, not the heat at its strongest, not the bright, not the spark, but the after the longest. A bowl on a rooftop in autumn with a glowing speck inside. A speck that the 7 years couldn't quite finish or quite hide. A speck that the wind has kept by the smallest margin alive. The bowl on the rooftop in autumn where the small speck did survive. Glowing, faint, stubborn, soft, patient, quiet, small, I love. The bowl on the rooftop past 6, the autumn light at its slowest. A speck inside the bowl that glows at the rate the wind allows. A photograph that nobody took, but the rooftop remembered for me. The bowl on the rooftop is the proof that some things refuse to be. A bowl on a rooftop in autumn with a glowing speck inside. A speck that the 7 years couldn't quite finish or quite hide. A speck that the wind has kept by the smallest margin alive. The bowl on the rooftop in autumn where the small speck did survive. Glowing, faint, stubborn, soft, patient, quiet, small, I love. Still glowing. Still glowing.
Hometown highway, take us home tonight. Hometown highway, the road we know by sight. Hometown highway, the 17 exits that count the years between us and the place we always met. Hometown highway, going home tonight. The route, remember, the homecoming bride. We took the long way back to where we started, with the windows down at 3. The 4 of us together with the route we knew when we were small. The diner at the exit that we hadn't been to since we left the town at 18, with the certainty of squints. The sun is doing summer through the windshield in slow waves. The road is doing what the road does for the homebound and the brave. Roll down windows, drive through summer. Hometown highway, take us home tonight. Hometown highway, the road we know by sight. Hometown highway, the 17 exits that count the years between us and the place we always met. Hometown highway, going home tonight. The route remembered, the homecoming bride. We talked the whole way, then we did it for the last 50 miles. A different quiet that the 4 of us had earned through all our trials of the years away from home that had taught us how to drive back together when the time made all the reasons thrive. The first time we drove this together was the day we left for school, and the second was a year ago for a wedding and a funeral. Then tonight we're driving back without a take us home tonight. Hometown highway, the road we know by sight. Hometown highway, the 17 exits that count the years between us and the place we always met. Hometown highway, going home tonight, though we remembered the homecoming bride.
Your eye for a second and looked away at everything. The tabletop, the napkin, the coffee getting cool. You caught me looking back and the moment turned to fuel. Look away, look back, look away, look back, look away, look back. The air goes thick. Look away, look back. The cafe slows. Look away, look back. The moment knows. Caught your eye, 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 caught your eye. You sat at table 3 away, and the napkin in your hand was the prop you didn't need. But the prop you understand. A girl across the cafe room with the headphones still around her neck. A long distance glance that takes a year for the cafe to deck. Look away, look back, look away, look back, look away, look back. The air goes thick. Look away, look back. The cafe slows. Look away, look back. The moment knows. Caught your eye, caught your eye, caught your eye, caught your eye. Oh yeah, the kind of glass that doesn't make a sound, but makes the whole cafe a different town. For the 7 seconds we both pretended we were doing something else. Caught your eye, 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 caught your Caught your eye.
The bench at 3:20 in April. The dog walking passing by twice. The girl with the kite at the fountain whose kite wouldn't behave nice. The 2 of us with the wrong ticket and the iced coffee from the chain. The afternoon at the park that neither of us will explain. Where you going with you? What's the plan? Don't care. Stay a while, always move along anywhere. You showed up with the wrong jacket and the right kind of smile. We sat on the bench at 3:20 and we sat there for a while. You said the park was your idea. I said the bench was mine. The sidekick is the person who shows up at the time.
You said your jacket was a hand-me-down from your older sister. I said the bench was a hand-me-down from the friend who had to miss her.
Move away last September and leave the bench unclaimed. And the sidekick is the lineage of the things that get unnamed. 20 in April, the dog walking passing by twice. The girl with the kite at the fountain whose kite wouldn't behave nice. 2
walked over and said you two are cute. And we said we're not together, and she said that's even more astute. And handed back the kite that had landed near our feet. The Sidekick is the role that the park called complete. Right there, right beside me, right there on the bench, right there doing nothing, right there. No difference when in April the dog walking passing by twice. The girl with the kite at the fountain whose kite wouldn't behave nice. Two of us with the wrong jacket and the ice coffee from the chain. The afternoon at the park that neither of us will explain. Where you going with you? What's the plan? Don't care. Stay a while, always move along anywhere. Same time next week. Yeah, same bench.
And the platform fills with the bodies of the morning. Every face is going somewhere, every shoe has been performing. The choreography of the rush that the station has rehearsed. The glass doors open with the hush and the morning has reversed. Run, run, faster than the doors. Run, 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 the morning is at war. Glass sprint, glass sprint, I'm glass sprint, glass sprint, I'm glass sprint, glass sprint, glass sprint, glass sprint, glass sprint. Heels hitting the polished platform tile. The clock on the wall counting down a mile of the morning that I'm chasing for a while. The doors don't wait for anybody's smile. 8:15 the train pulls in on time. 7 seconds before the doors will chime. Glass sprint through the gap before the shut of the morning that I almost cannot but run, 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 faster than the doors. Run, 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 the morning is at war. Glass sprint, 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 glass sprint. The doors will close at 7:21, and the train will pull away by 22. The glass between the station and the platform is the only thing between me and where I'm due. Glass sprint, 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 glass sprint.
The third lane on the highway. The third lane on the highway. The third lane on the highway at 5:12 in the morning. With the empty stretch ahead and the dashboard cloudy warning that the fuel is at a quarter, but the next exit is far. The third lane on the highway where the early cars are. The trucks are in the middle, the cars are mostly right. The third lane on the left side is a lane for the bride. Hour before the city wakes and the highway starts to thicken with the cars that haven't earned yet. The third lane that I picked in. Left, 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 the third lane is mine. Left, 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 the early morning sign. The third lane on the highway at 5:12 in the morning. With the empty stretch ahead and the dashboard quietly warning that the fuel is at a quarter, but 12-mile marker 87 onward.
She waded into the shallow part with her dress above her knees. The water catches every angle of the sun's late afternoon ease. The surface does a quiet thing that surfaces don't always. The shimmer is a private show on the bright and quiet day. The light hits the water at 47 degrees. The breeze does what breezes do, and the water never freezes. The water moving slightly with the breeze and with the sun. The thousand tiny silver coins that dance for everyone. The afternoon at the shoreline with nobody to see except the girl in the shallow part who is letting it just be. On the water, ting ting on the shore, sing ting forevermore. She doesn't take a photograph, she doesn't need a witness. The shimmer doesn't ask her to document the brightness of a moment that arrived at the speed of the descending of the sun toward the horizon that her summer was extending. The light hits the water at 47 degrees. The breeze does what breezes do, and the water never freezes. The water moving slightly with the breeze and with the sun. The thousand tiny silver coins that dance for everyone. The afternoon at the shoreline with nobody to see except the girl in the shallow part who is letting it just be. On the water, ting ting on the shore, ting ting bright forevermore. The shimmer is a small word for a thing that has no name. The shimmer is the surface of it, gentle and the same. Afternoon repeated with a slight variation. The shimmer is the proof that a moment is a station. The water moving slightly with the breeze and with the sun. The thousand tiny silver coins that dance for everyone. The afternoon at the shoreline with nobody to see except the girl in the shallow part who is letting it just be. On the water, ting ting on the shore, ting ting bright forevermore. Right on the water, right on the way home.
A hiker on a trail to dawn with a compass made of iron. The kind his grandfather had carried through a war that he had been on. The needle points to north today. The trail does the same. The iron compass and the hiker are walking toward a frame. North, 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 says the needle slow. story of a hand that has been steady. Iron compass is the trail that the grandfather has already walked before the hiker, and the trail is still the same. The iron compass is the proof that a person leaves a name. When the modern phones can do it, what does the hiker carry it through the trail and through it? What can the iron compass show that the satellite has missed? Where does the hiker take you when the needle has been kissed? Iron needle, North Trail boots, compass and sand.
Where did the long day go? Where did the version of me sit? Did the sunset feel like permission, or like a quiet exit? What does the solstice know that the regular day forgets? Where did the long day go? And did I pay its debts? The longest day of the year was a Tuesday in my 20s. I sat on this same balcony with a list of things I needed to finish before the summer made me into someone else. The list is still around somewhere, and the balcony is itself. Higher than the railing, higher than the trees, higher than the question that the longest day frees. Where did the long day go? Where did the version of me sit? Did the sunset feel like permission, or like a quiet exit? What does the solstice know that the regular day forgets? Where did the long day go? And did I pay its debts? Where did the long day go? And did I pay its debts? A balcony in spring of my mid-20s, a balcony in spring of my early 30s. The same chair, the same view, the same length of light. The solstice is the marker that the year's still right. Where did the long day go? What does the solstice know? Where did the long day go? Where did the long day go? Where did the version of me sit? Did the sunset feel like permission, or like a quiet exit? What does the solstice know that the regular day forgets? Where did the long day go? And did I pay its debts? Where did the long day go? And did I pay its debts? Another longest day arrived.
You said your heart was racing when you walked into the room. I said mine was doing something that a heart shouldn't assume. Like steadiness, like landing, like a different pulse that knows the other one already through the noise of all the shows. You and me, same beat slowly. You and me, locked in steadily. You make my pulse go steady, you make my pulse go strong. You make my pulse go quiet, you make my pulse belong. Steady, 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 oh. Steady, 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 slow. Steady, steady, steady mind. Steady, steady, steady side.
Touched my wrist on the dance floor and the dancer went still. The other people kept moving but the pulse was at the till, where the meter of the beat and the meter of the heart met each other in the middle of the evening's quiet hour. You and me, same beat slowly. You and me, locked in steadily. You made my pulse go steady. You made my pulse go strong. You made my pulse go quiet. You made my pulse belong. Steady, 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 oh. Steady, 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 slow. Steady, steady, steady mind. Steady, steady, steady sign.
The dance floor cleared and we stayed there with the music going down. Your hand on my wrist and the pulse still around. The other people gone home and the venue almost closed. The pulse between the two of us was the only thing composed. You made my pulse go steady. You made my pulse go strong. You made my pulse go quiet. You made my pulse belong.
You made my pulse go steady.